May 1st, 2025 meeting of the Planning Board. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The town of Burlington will be holding the May 1st, 2025 meeting as a hybrid meeting. The governor issued an executive order on March 12th, 2020, authorizing remote meetings under General Law Code 30A, Section 20, and extended by Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2025, including permitting remote meetings and participation until June 30th, 2027.
As always, members of the public are welcome to attend this in-person meeting, but note that while an option for remote attendance is being provided as a courtesy to the public, the meeting will not be suspended if technological problems interrupt the virtual broadcast. Those seeking to attend remotely may do so via the following URL, townofburlington.webex.com. The access code is 2340-150-0203. Our password is 1645. You can join the WebEx on your phone at 617-315-0704. If you're a member of the public and you are looking to participate remotely, please raise your hand in the WebEx and we will send you a request to unmute at the appropriate time. We are being broadcast on the BCAT government channel. We can find it on Comcast 99, RCN 15, Verizon 41, and streamed on Facebook Live via the BCAT government Facebook page.
Thank you. Is there anyone in the audience or online who is here to speak on an item that is not on our agenda this evening? Those wishing to speak, please identify yourself for the record. All participants are given a strict 3-minute maximum. Seeing no one.
The Burlington Public Library, the spring book sale is happening starting tomorrow through Sunday. I'm sure you've seen the signs around town. The town meeting info session for zoning warrant articles is happening Monday, May 5th, and that's at 6:30, and that's in the annex basement conference room. Then the town meeting info session for financial articles is Tuesday, May 6th at 6:30, and that's also in the annex basement conference room. Then the police station building committee will be meeting next Thursday, May 8th, in this room at 12 p.m. And that will also be a hybrid meeting over WebEx. Then May town meeting starts on Monday, May 12th, and that's at 7 o'clock in the high school auditorium. And We Heart Art, Burlington Public School student art display and reception is happening Saturday, May 17th from 12 to 5 p.m. and that's at Burlington Public Library.
Couple of things. The police station building committee does start at 12, but there's going to be a meeting before that, a site walk at 11 a.m. for anyone who wants to be at that.
Good.
And the art exhibit, I just wanted to mention, this is a really cool collaboration between the Public Arts Committee, library, and schools. So there will be student art represented, and then there will be professional artists as well. They're coming to speak about their works. So it sounds like a really cool event. I hope everyone can come.
Great, thank you.
Do you have any updates?
I
Don't
know we also have an economic development update, but I do not see Melissa either in the room. I have texted her and haven't heard anything back.
All right, maybe she can join us next time. Do any other members have any other announcements? Okay, let's move on. May I have a motion to take items 7A, 7B, and 7C together?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 7-1. Item A is a public hearing, application for approval of a special permit pursuant to 12.1.5 PD special permit in the zoning bylaws, 0 Middlesex Turnpike, NWP Building 15 LLC is the applicant. Item B is a public hearing, application for approval of a special permit pursuant to 1.6.7, discharge from man-made structures into the wetlands of the Northwest Park Plan Development District. PD zoning bylaws, 0 Middlesex Turnpike, NWP Building 15 LLC is the applicant. Item C is a public hearing, application for approval of a special permit pursuant to 1.4.6 fast food order establishment drive-through service prohibited of the Northwest Park Plan Development District, PD zoning bylaws, 0 Middlesex Turnpike, Cracked Burlington LLC is the applicant. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, Madam Chair. For the record, Robert Buckley, Reman Grosstein. To my right, Joe White from BSC Group, a site civil engineer, and to my left, Todd Fremont Smith from the Nordblum Company. The last time we were before the board, we had a presentation of the proposed cracks me up, I'm not gonna say it. breakfast all-day restaurant, and we had an assignment of various items that the board requested that we look at. We have spent the last better part of 2 weeks working with staff to negotiate a condition that would require the applicant to work with the town during the design and implementation of the corridor, intermodal corridor, as it moves forward under your grant. And once it is established, to work with the town to provide the necessary easement to effectuate, at least as for our site, adjacent to our site. We also provided some information with respect to traffic questions, which I believe Member Ryan had asked, that was delivered. And we're here to answer any questions you may have. Any further questions?
Great, thank you. Staff?
I wanted to echo what Attorney Buckley said, so we have been working back and forth. You know, there's been different versions back and forth of the condition regarding the easement, and, you know, I truly believe that we've really met in the middle, so I feel like the town is kind of, you know, receiving something for the increased traffic, like we're getting the easement, and while at the same time, the developer is protecting themselves from undue liabilities. So,
Liz, can I just interject for one moment? For those people who weren't here for the previous meeting, or maybe are just watching this, can you give us like kind of a 1-minute Cliff
Sure.
Note version of what the easement entails?
Sure. So what is, bigger picture of this easement is that the town has received a $1 million grant to pursue design for bike and pedestrian accommodations along the entirety of Middlesex Turnpike, which is really exciting because we all know that you can't walk from the movie theater to the mall. You know, there's some gaps, just a few. And while they, you know, there has been some addition of sidewalks. I know Nordblom has put in a lot of sidewalks along all of their frontage on Middlesex Turnpike. There's still, you know, there's more to be done. There can be enhancements. It's not necessarily comfortable. So the state said, absolutely, this is a great thing. You've done the mixed district, and, you know, you're looking to increase, you know, reduce traffic burden by doing this intermodal study. So as part of that, you know, it's highly likely that the town is going to need access easements from property owners to create that additional space, because we don't want to put sharrows in for bicyclists on Middlesex Turnpike. That's not safe. It's not the preferred method. We want things that are, you know, next to the road, but not in the road. And so we are looking for additional space to add a shared use path. We believe at this point, the study has not been, you know, we're not done with it. And I think that's what Nordblom wants to make sure, like, you know, they're not just gonna give us something, we don't have plans ready yet. So I think that this condition really, you know, brings the two together. So I think that it's a great partnership. We've always had a good partnership with Nordblom, so.
Great, thank you very much.
Madam Chair, if I could just add.
Yes, please.
One of the things that we wanted to make sure is, as you're developing the concept plans, the feasibility study, that Nordblom and others participate in that discussion, so that
Yep.
what is finally arrived at is not in a vacuum, so that all the parties can work together to make it work.
Understood.
Yeah, we've long held that the idea of connecting the Minuteman Bike Path to Northwest Park in particular, and then up to Route 62, is a really good idea. We've spent tens of thousands of dollars studying it with BSC Group in the past, and so we look forward to helping the town make that connection, particularly with state money. So, so let's get on that committee. I know Todd Nordblom has volunteered to serve on that committee. He's a former professional bike rider. All the Nordbloms ride their bikes to work,
I
so.
think they're called cyclists.
Cyclists, sorry. Bike rider, sorry.
Knowing his expertise, I see.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone on the board that has any questions or comments that they'd like to add?
I have one.
Please?
On page 6 of your 12-page document,
The special permit, yep.
special permit, the third bullet down, all BMPs will be inspected by the design engineers and certified that built in compliance. Does that make sense?
So these are copies of the conditions that are from the engineering department. So these are all standards, so we will, before this gets filed with the
Okay.
registry, we go through, this is
All
not,
right.
this is, and so, thank you, appreciated. And we will definitely go through it with a fine tooth comb before it gets brought to the registry. So thank you, I appreciate it.
Anyone else?
One quick thing.
Sure.
So first of all, thank you for this. I'm excited about the concept, and I hope that I live to see it done.
We do too.
A quick question about the mural, which I'm really excited that you're doing that. I wanted to invite you or somebody else from Nordblom to come to a meeting of the Public Arts Committee so that you can present to us what you have
Sure,
in mind.
happy
We'd
to.
love to see
Yep.
the direction you're going in. Our next meeting is May 20th at 8 AM, but we do
Okay.
them every month, so if that's too soon, that's fine.
Yep.
But Bob knows when they are, and
Okay.
we would love to have you
I'll send a wake-up call to him.
And it's virtual, though, so you don't actually have to leave your house.
Okay, that's great. No, we're very excited about it as well, and we just, I think you know, just installed our third public art sculpture on Third Avenue, which is a big dragonfly, working with New England Sculpture Association, but we are working with Beyond Walls on murals to put
Great.
throughout the park. So we'll keep,
Great, so
we'll
we'd
keep your-
love to have
Okay.
you come to a meeting and show us what you're thinking about.
sure,
Thank you.
yep.
Great. Anyone else? Please.
I know we discussed last time, and I saw the reply about the bollards in front of the parking spots. And I'd also seen the department comment from the traffic safety officer about also wanting to see traffic safety bollards or equivalent placed in front of all head-in parking spaces. I was wondering if we knew if the traffic safety officer was happy with the recommendation of the additional vertical granite curb or not. Like, would that satisfy the traffic safety officer?
So, one of the things I don't believe that the traffic safety officer is aware of is the grade. And I was hoping you could explain the grade.
Sure, yeah, so what we're proposing to do is you have your vertical granite curb along the sidewalk, separating the parking lot from the sidewalk, and then basically that landscape bed between the building and the sidewalk would now be raised with another vertical granite curb, ranging from, in some areas, it'd be closer to a foot, down to 6 inches at a minimum height. So you'd have kind of a raised landscape bed separating the building from
Kind of a
the
terrace
sidewalk.
approach.
Yeah, so you'd have a curb, sidewalk, another curb, landscape bed, building. So it's another layer of separation there. And again, that whole parking lot, from the front entrance down towards Middlesex Turnpike, goes down in elevation, and the building stays flat. So minimum 6-inch height. You know, as you go down in the parking lot, that gets taller, that curb height for the landscape bed. So that's the
Are you
approach there.
satisfied?
I'm satisfied with it. I just didn't know if traffic safety officer would be. Do we think they would, based off that?
I believe so.
Okay.
Can you?
I will double check.
Just double check, if you would.
Yeah, and I'll stipulate that if the traffic safety officer would rather have bollards, we could do that too.
All right, if you could.
I think it's a matter of aesthetic design.
that
We don't
more
want cars hitting
information
people,
into the
so.
decision. I'd appreciate that.
Absolutely, double check.
Is everyone comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Great, thank you. Anyone else? Well, I'm excited for a new breakfast place in town. So, this is a public hearing. Is there anyone in the public that has any questions, comments, or concerns they'd like to bring to our attention?
I see no one online.
Great, may I have a motion, please?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to close the public hearing on this matter.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 7-0.
I would further like to make a motion to approve the request of Cracked Burlington LLC for a special permit pursuant to Section 12.1.5 PD special permit, as well as a finding pursuant to Section 8.1.7 for a 100-year floodplain determination of compliance of the applicable Burlington zoning bylaw and Sections 1.6.7, discharge from man-made structures into the wetlands, and 1.4.6, fast order food establishment drive-through service prohibited of the Northwest Park Plan Development District zoning provisions to permit the construction and operation of a new 2,500 square foot fast food casual dining establishment and associated site improvements known as Cracked for property located at 0 Middlesex Turnpike in the Northwest Park Plan Development District and Aquifer Districts.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Welcome to Burlington.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and particularly to staff over the last week and a half, working diligently on that
Sometimes
condition.
it's the smallest projects that cause the biggest issues.
But there were a lot of legal issues that came up in that negotiation, and I do think it's a good condition. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
and next,
You look like you're getting ready for boating season.
I'm sorry?
You look like you're getting ready for boating season.
Joe, the best day of my life was when I got rid of my boat.
Well, you must have friends with boats, right? Is that what you're...
I don't want to go on
That's
the
the
water.
best type to have, the ones that have.
When you have an hour, there's not anything in Boston Harbor I did not hit at least once. And there's a lesson to be told, which is go to the boat show and do not, never having driven a boat, buy a 36-foot boat and say, it's like driving a car, right?
Isn't that how Gilligan's Island started?
And there were about 6 anchors somewhere in Boston Harbor that I never knew how to take the anchor up. Thank you very much.
Have a good evening. Okay, moving on to minutes. We have April 3rd, 2025, March 20th, 2025. Did everyone have a chance to review those minutes?
Yes,
Yes.
Are we okay with taking those together?
yes.
May I have a motion, please?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we accept the minutes of April 3rd, 2025, and March 2025 as printed.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 7-0. Other matters. So we have some subcommittee assignments that Liz missed last time around. I'm going to throw you under the bus this time, but go ahead, please.
Sure, so we need to do, so at January town meeting, the town approved new signage bylaw for the town center, and we need to, the people who are on that signage subcommittee are not on the board anymore, so we need to reassign that. And that, we want to get that done as fast as possible. So we have the bylaw for this new signage. And then these are kind of design guidelines. And so the board will be adopting these design guidelines. So we need a subcommittee of the board to review them, go through them, make sure that everything makes sense, that it's, you know, it's part of the town center vision, that it kind of integrates into everything. And so, you know, I'm thinking I want to try and get it done in two meetings. And then come to the board and
Sure.
vote it in, just so for you guys to understand, you know, your time commitments, right?
Understood. Do we have representation from the ZBA on that committee?
We can, it will be in,
I think it would be helpful, considering that's a lot of their purview. Okay, so the Town Center Design Rules and Regs, I'm happy to jump on that board if there's anyone else that would like to participate.
When do they meet?
It's going to be a short-term assignment, so,
It's,
I
we're
mean, it's going to be when
it's-
it's convenient for folks.
yeah.
Probably, I mean, if I'm jumping on, it's probably going to be after business hours.
I mean, I'll jump on with her, but yeah, as long as it's after business hours, I can do it.
Okay, so the mixed design standards and guidelines. So as I think most folks know, that was a split decision between the board. Given the fact that this is going to be presented once again in front of town meeting, I think it's important to have somebody that was for this.
We don't have to do town meeting.
Oh, it's not.
But we still, but your point is still.
Right.
Your point is still
Well,
valid.
that's not going to town meeting, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, the
They're
rules and regs.
35.
Yeah, the design standards are adopted by this board,
Okay, I'm sorry, I misspoke.
but we are going to.
We are going to.
We are going to have.
It related.
However,
Again, where there is some, there was some mixed feelings about this, I'd like somebody that was supportive of that and somebody who wasn't supportive, so that we have kind of a good blend and a good process. Do I have anyone who was for or anyone who is against?
I will volunteer as a skeptical person.
I was against it, I believe, so.
I was against as well.
I
Do you
wasn't
have the
here.
bandwidth to do that?
Thank you.
All right, so Jess and Barbara will do it.
Great.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, folks.
Okay.
New police station. Liz, Caleb?
So we have updated plans that meet the bylaw, so those came in yesterday.
Oh,
And so we got updated plans. I know that they are still working with Concom on some questions, so they won't be coming to next week's Concom meeting. They'll be going to the following Concom meeting, which is
That's gonna be
May
22nd.
May 20th.
After our next.
Yes.
Well, they didn't submit in time for our next meeting anyway, right? So they're coming in June?
Yes.
Okay.
So just for everyone else's knowledge, they were supposed to submit and they missed their deadline. So I did extend their deadline and so, because obviously this is important. All right, so June, and so when will they be presenting in front of us?
The public hearing will open on June 1st.
June
June 5th, sorry.
First meeting
This is
in
May,
June.
first meeting in June. They will open the public hearing.
Do you have everything you need? Or are we still waiting for some information?
The one, because it's in the town center overlay, there are additional requirements for the design of the building. And we've seen some renderings. I don't know what the status of that is. I know that they did want to have the select board kind of make a recommendation and then kind of come here, kind of with the, just like their endorsement, I guess. So I don't know if that's what's holding them up.
Can you connect with the select board staff and find out if that's what's holding them up, one? And two, when will they be presenting in front of the select board? And potentially we can have some representation there.
Absolutely.
That would be great.
Absolutely.
And just to remind from the beginning of the meeting that there is the committee meeting is
Next
next Thursday, the 8th, which is at noon, and then you also said there's a site walk that begins at 11, and that's at 45 Center Street.
Yes.
At the current police station.
Right.
Site.
Thursday.
So has the committee seen the renderings?
No.
We have seen multiple renderings.
Right. But they have one now
Some of which
that,
we saw here, and then there were some further revisions. And I am not sure
We don't know which
they're
is
going
which, so-
forward
Yeah,
with.
they
I
have-
don't know.
no, but they have a new set of renderings, I'm assuming, right? Is that,
I don't know, Joe. They haven't,
because we were asked to give some recommendations or some ideas, and
Can I
are they
can,
just, is that just all smoke and mirrors with the
I can-
ideas, or is that?
I can address, so yes, we gave our feedback. And that feedback was received before the last police station building committee meeting, which I did attend. They presented some different renderings based upon the feedback they received from us that were not based upon the feedback they received from us. I don't know how else to say it. It did not represent what we had asked for at all. So that was communicated, and I understand they're going to do further revisions and then present something to select board.
They do understand this is probably the most treasured, delicate, and important sections of the town, in the whole town of Burlington, right here.
Yes.
And they're dragging this on, and they're holding it close to their vest, and they're not really letting anybody know what's going on.
Can I address some of that? Because it's hard I want people to understand that I think where it's being held up is not with administration and it's not with the police department. I believe it is with the project management team, which I probably shouldn't say this publicly, but I'm not impressed with and I'm not happy with. I think that the police department is doing their best and administration is doing their best in a very difficult situation.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's following through exactly how it started. They never presented what they were supposed to present, they never did anything in the timeframes they were supposed to, they never were able to answer any questions, regardless of how minor and minute the questions were. They couldn't give us answers about footprints, about anything. Like,
I
I'm
share
not
your
sure.
frustration.
Yeah, I mean,
So even if you just look at their scheduling, there's been, 6 schedules? And every schedule offers a point in time where they're going to be presenting to the planning board. And I think he's getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back, but the delivery date doesn't change. And I gotta tell you, I'm in the process of building over 1 million square feet in different parts of the globe. And if any of my PMs ever came back to me and said that, it's almost like somebody is going to have this Hail Mary and magically drop ship a police station out of clear blue sky, and it's just gonna appear. Because the timelines aren't making sense. So I look forward to that meeting. If anyone on the board has things that they would like us to convey, please let us know. Barbara and I will be in attendance, and I'm happy.
And anyone can attend.
Yeah, of course.
if you're-
You're welcome to attend.
It's on WebEx, so if you want to,
Yeah.
on your lunch breaks, if you're around,
And
absolutely.
when's that meeting?
It is next Thursday. The hybrid part starts at 12. The walkthrough is at 11, which I know would be difficult for most.
And I know that BCAT, for the last meeting, that it was posted on YouTube. I'm not sure if previous
Okay.
meetings had been posted. I'm not sure if that was a one-off, but
Okay.
at least the last meeting is available on the BCAT government page to be able to see it. I'm sure you can see the renderings that are being
Yeah.
shown, kind of heard what was talked about, at least at that meeting.
But I guess I think that kind of stems a thing about meetings. You know, we all have liaisons to different committees, and it's either we all should be invited, or the liaisons are invited, or it's just staff. And I think if folks are being asked to come to a meeting when the liaisons aren't, or other members aren't, it's going to cause a divide between all of us. And we need to have a represented front so that all opinions can be voiced, whether it be for or against. That's why we have a governmental process. You don't cherry pick who you want to come to meetings, because that's what you want to do. It just doesn't work that way. And that will cause a rift, I think, collectively across the boards. So I just want to throw that
Well, I
out
think
there.
these meetings, I mean, if there's meetings that they're going to be inviting planning board, at least should go through the chair when they do it, when they invite, you know, to the
Yes.
meetings. It shouldn't be just randomly, you know, people showing up to meetings. It should be all going through the chair, I would imagine. It would make sense to me that that would be the case, but
Yeah, I mean, that's the way it's always been done. I think that's the most, the appropriate way to do it. All right, let's move on to Fox Hill Project.
Sorry, can I ask just a quick
Yeah.
question? Barbara had mentioned last meeting, which I thought was a good idea, if it works in the timeline, we might need to add like another meeting for the project.
For,
Still think that will probably be
Yeah.
required.
I think it's,
Do you
yeah.
think that'll be July?
I don't know. I was thinking either June, honestly, I don't know what's going to be presented next meeting, where we don't have renderings, what the feedback's going to be, what the PM's going to say. Is he actually going to present a new timeline? I mean, we don't know what the deliverables are. I mean, there's so many variables, and especially in a project like this. I mean, any build for that matter. I think we'll have a better understanding after that June 5th meeting. I was hoping for June, but if it needs to be July, it needs to be, we'll figure it out, but we'll definitely keep everybody apprised if you
Right.
can't. Like I said, if you can't attend that meeting and there's something that anyone wants to add,
Right.
let Barbara and I know, and of course, everyone's welcome to join as well.
And we were told that a new schedule would be presented at the meeting that is happening next Thursday. Yeah. So we'll see what that schedule says.
Yeah. Okay, Fox Hill.
So they applied. I remember at our last meeting, and we've had, they've been wonderful to work with, Danisco Design. They've been great. And so you did ask, I said they gave us beautiful binders of all the renderings and everything, so we have them. You know, we haven't opened the public hearing, so we can't really talk about them.
Sure.
Legally. But, you know, you guys can pick them up, and
Can
if
we,
it is,
can we get those tonight, or do we?
yeah, you can take them, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And if
I just
these
didn't know
are
if you were
on the
dangling
website, we'll
them
make
so
sure
you
that
know
they get put on the website.
Have it.
Jen usually puts these on the website.
Yep.
Jen, if they're not,
They are on the website, it's under, if you go to the.
Okay, awesome.
As
Love
with
it.
all of our, all the kind of applications that go before the board. If you go to the planning website, you go to development projects, each one is listed by address. This one is 252 Fox Hill Road.
yep,
So everything that is here is online as well.
yeah.
But do you have spare copies of it?
Yes, everybody has,
I don't know
everybody
why I
gets
like paper.
I-
I like to, I don't know.
on certain things, I feel that way too. So that will be coming to our next meeting, correct?
Yep.
They're opening at our next
Great.
meeting. And then Overlook Park is also going to be coming to our next meeting, I think. And so that's going to be really exciting because what they're doing is so cool and it's very exciting and, yeah, it's great stuff. And I think, is there anything else I'm missing, Caleb?
I have a question.
Yeah.
No. Do we have any update on the Marshall Simons Middle School field project?
No.
Nope.
No, okay, thank you.
I checked in with our conservation administrator to
Right.
ask her that this afternoon to say, is there anything I should share with the board? She said, at this time, no.
No. Okay, well, that's
That was the answer I
an
got.
answer.
Can we ask when they may have new details to share? I mean,
We could.
We could ask.
We can
I
ask.
think
I
the
can't
answer
guarantee-
might
I wouldn't go
be-
like, jumping through hoops for it, but I mean, if it comes up in
I
conversation,
mean,
maybe?
again, and kind of reminded that it's the proposal that was, that has received funding from the school is to put 2 new turf fields at Marshall Simons. They're working through some conservation issues, restrictions on the site. Kind of if approved through conservation, it would go to the planning board for some level of review. So that project, if kind of get it through conservation, it will come to you guys for approval.
Great. Anyone else? No correspondence, no reports, no subcommittee reports? Anyone have?
I was going to put the Fox Hill subcommittee report on there, but we already did it.
Okay. Unfinished business, new business. May I have a motion, please?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.